All right, I start this video in pitch darkness. Let's shed a little bit of light on the subject. And for all of you wondering, yes, we are currently in my bathroom. It's just because this is the easiest room with no lights to get dark. Thank you, Christine. So she is going to be our lovely model. She is an actress and model and my fiance. So everybody say hi. And I'm going to re-show the lighting demonstration that I did the other day in preparation for your midterm-ish exam. So again, here is going to be all of our lighting setups that you have for the basics of, as basic as you get, portrait, cinematography, and photography for that matter. So let's start. We have our straight overhead, really only illuminating the hair. But as you see, if I start bringing the light forward, we start to hit her brow line. As you can see now, her eyes are almost in complete black, but her cheeks are highlighted because they puff out, as everyone's does. This is kind of, as I mentioned, Godfather lighting, how they lit Marlon Brando in The Godfather. But as we start to come down more, see how there's that large shadow under the nose? What we want is paramount lighting, which you see her eyes now are in light, where we just want a little loop. And obviously with professional lightings, you won't have this big flash of light that I have with a flashlight. It's just easier to do it this way so I can get it out to you sooner. So now we have that little loop lighting under her nose, which is called paramount lighting, which you'll need to know for the exam, which also accentuates her cheekbones. It's not done as much today, but it is still done for glamour photography. As we head down further, let me try to make sure I'm keeping my focus. Again, please ignore the glare of the flashlight in your face. This would be, if this wasn't just a harsh flashlight, straight on. This is for infomercials or flat lighting for any reason that you may have, just directly head on with the actor. If I start to go lower, now all of a sudden we start to have a little unnatural, which eventually leads us into Campfire Story, where it was a dark and spooky night. Obviously, lighting from underneath is very uncommon. That's why everybody that tells a campfire story puts that flashlight under their face, because lighting from underneath is very uncommon. So therefore, it's very unsettling. Now, if we come over to the complete side, we start to get rim lighting, which I showed, I think, in the Michael Myers clip, where he stabs the guy against the wall. You just see a faint rim of his mask coming in from the sunlight of the door. So, just a hint. But as we start to come over, we have our classic tension-filled side lighting. But if we come over further, as you start to see that little triangle under her other eye, what would be her left eye. Sorry, I'm doing this on my phone, that's why it keeps going in and out of focus. That triangle is what's called Rembrandt lighting. And when you have Rembrandt lighting, you get that little triangle. It's known for the famous painter, Rembrandt, and is done so much in all kinds of films, but specifically action films and intense films, thrillers, what have you. Come on, stay in focus, light. And as you can see, to come over, the shadow of her nose starts to disappear. And again, we have, let's see the flashlight in the shot, straight on lighting. Again, you won't have that harsh glare if you're not using a flashlight like me or the police. So you would have very even forward straight on lighting. And then we obviously have our backlighting, which my arms aren't long enough really to do. And then lastly here, as you can see, if I put the flashlight straight on the wall, let me bring it down, complete dark. So I slowly just bounce it off the wall. There we go. That's a cleaner straight on light as I bounce it off of the wall. So the key things that you do want to remember is paramount lighting, Rembrandt lighting, side lighting, what have you. But again, I just wanted, since we went over this so quickly in class, I wanted to give a video of all the different types of lighting that you can go through on that. And again, this is just 101 of lighting a subject. And yeah, so that's it. So say goodnight, Christine.
Good night, Christine.